Hello beautiful people, you're welcome to Naho Blessed Fashion. If today is your first time here, you are highly welcome. Subscribe and turn on your notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Guys, today we are going to be making this beautiful jumbo pants trouser. As you can see, it has a side pocket and a rope. Okay, it's made with elastic and it has additional rope for adjustment on the waistline. All right, so to start, I'm going to fold my fabric into two. We are cutting the two front piece. So fold your fabric into two. I fold mine on 16 inches. My client's hip measurement is 38. Divide by 4 is 9.5. And then I add additional 6.5 inches. That's how I got the 16 inches. So from the waistline, I'm going to mark the waist to the hip line, which is 9 inches. Her waist to hip line is 9 inches. Okay. And then from the hip line, I'm going to mark the crotch depth. The crotch depth is hip divided by 4 plus 3 inches. I'm adding 3 inches because it's a free trouser. Okay, so your hip measurements divided by 4 plus 3 inches. That's your crotch depth. Okay, the full length is 44 plus 1.5 inch hemming allowance. I'll mark the same thing here just so I get a straight line. If you're making this for ready to wear, this measurement can fit size 6 to 10. Okay, so I'm going to create a straight line. So this is my hip line, this is my crotch depth, and this is the full length. So next, at the crotch line, I'm going to mark the hip measurement divided by 4 plus 4 inches. Hip measurement divide by 4. Then you add extra 4 inches. I'll mark the same thing at the waistline. Okay, you can just add 3 inches for yours. You can even just add 2 inches depending on how big you want the pants to be. Okay, for me, I am using 4 inches. And this includes the sewing allowance of half inch. So for the crotch extension for the front, you are going to divide your hip measurement by 20. Okay, or you can just mark 2 inches for your crotch extension. If you are a size 6 to 10, you can just use 2 inches for that crotch extension. Next, I'll mark 1 inch diagonally at this point here. 1 inch, come out with 1 inch, and then curve the crotch to the crotch extension just like this. So you come out by 1 inch diagonally just to guide you. Okay, so you curve it just like this. What I have at this crotch line, I'm going to minus 1 inch and mark it at the length, the full length of the trouser. Okay, you can make it straight, you can mark the same thing. I have 16 inches there, you can mark the same 16 inches, but I just decided to reduce 1 inch, so I marked 15 inches. Okay, the pant is already big, so I don't want it to be too big at the down part. That is optional. Then I'll connect it from the crotch extension all the way down. Connect it. Okay, like I said, you can make it straight, you can decide to reduce 1 inch like I did. I'll go ahead and cut it out. So our sewing allowance has been added from that 4 inches. Okay, I'll cut open the side. These are our two front piece. I'll come down by 1 inch at the center front, connect it to the sides just like this. Because of the stomach area, you want to come down a little bit so that the trouser sits nicely. I'm not going to cut it out now because we are going to be using the front piece to cut out the back piece. So when we are done cutting the back piece, we are going to trim it out. So I fold another fabric into two. Okay, that's for the back now. And then I'm going to use the front piece now to cut out the back. So place your front piece on the fabric and then leave ½ inch at the upper part, just like this. If you don't have enough fabric, you can just make them equal. The next thing I will do is to mark 2 inches from the center back. I'm going to be marking 2 inches. Okay, go out by 2 inches from where the front piece stop. Okay, you mark 2 inches. The same thing at the crotch line. I'm going to extend this crotch line for more clarity. Okay, just extend it like this. So for the crotch line, you are going to mark 2 inches as well. Okay, 2 inches. Next, I'm going to come out by 1 inches diagonally. The same thing we did to the front piece, we are going to do it here as well. So come out by 1 inch, just like this, okay, to create your curve. Then the upper part, I'm just going to connect it straight. So we are just adding 2 inches to the back piece. Okay, you can continue with your 2 inch all the way to the end of the trouser. Okay, but for me, this trouser is looking very big already, so I'm just going to use 1 inch. Okay, I'm just going to add 1 inch on the body and then connect it to the 2 inch on the crotch line. Okay, you can decide to just connect the crotch line to the front piece without adding any 1 inch extra to the back, but I added 1 inch extra. Okay, instead of 2 inches, I added 1 inch extra. Just mark it down, and then I'm going to connect it from the knee line. I'm going to connect it with a curve, a little curve, just like this, to the crotch line. Okay, that is it. Like I said, you can make it straight with 2 inch all the way down. I'm going to trim off this 1 inch here. I left it so that it will, you know, guide us. So as you can see now, our center back is longer than our front piece with 1.5 inch. That's why I said you should leave ½ inch at the upper part. But if you don't have enough fabric, don't worry, you can just make yours 1 inch. So I cut open the center back, and then cut this out just like this. This pant is very simple. Okay, so the difference with the back piece is just the 2 inch, additional 2 inches we added. And then the waist, you trim it out. The side waist must align. They must align so that when you are stitching them, one will not be longer. It's just the center that you add extra 1.5 inch. That's because of the butt. Okay, that's your center back. For the pocket, I'm going to come down by 1 inch from the waist. Come down by 1 inch, and then from that 1 inch, I am going to mark 7 inches for the pocket opening. 7 inches down for the pocket opening. Okay, this is going to size almost every hand. So I'm going to just cut it a little bit, not up to ½ inch. Just cut it just like this. Okay, I'm just going to pin this crotch area. So you're going to stitch the 2 front pieces together at the crotch area just like this. I'm going to pin it down. The same thing with the 2 back pieces. You stitch them together at the crotch area with ½ inch. Okay, with ½ inch you stitch them down. To cut the pockets, I'm just going to fold this fabric into 4. Okay, fold your fabric into 4 just like this. And then I will check to make sure that what I have is up to 7 inches, because that's the width we want. Okay, we are using the same measurements we marked. That's 7 inches, the same 7 inches we marked at the trouser. That's what I'm marking here, 7 inches. and then I'll create a curve, just a pocket curve. Just do anything that you know your hand can just go in. Okay, just create a nice curve and make sure it will accommodate the hand. Then you cut it out. Okay, I'll cut open this fold end. So I have my 7 inches intact. I'll get the trouser, and then I have 4 of these now because we fold the fabric into 4, right? So we have 4 pockets there, 4 pieces. So I'm just going to get the front piece, open it up. I haven't stitched the crotch area yet, okay? So I just want to pin everything down. So you get one of the pockets, and then you pin it on the notch we did, okay? Right side facing. Pin it down. We are going to be stitching it down with 1/2 inch. Okay, when you open it, it will be the same. So put it right side facing. By the time you open it, it will be facing, and the right side will be facing up. Do the same thing to the other side, right side facing. Stitch it with 1/2 inch. Okay, 1/2 inch. That's the sewing allowance we are going to be using all the way. And then we'll stitch the crotch area too with 1/2 inch. I'll get the back piece, open it up as well. I'll open it up, okay, and I'll get the pocket. Remember, we have 4 pieces, so I'll place it at the 7 inches nicely, just like this. I'll do the same thing to the second side, the second back piece, right side facing. We are going to stitch them down with 1/2 inch, and we are going to stitch the crotch depth, the crotch area as well, with 1/2 inch. I've done that. Okay, I've stitched them down, and this is what I have. This is my back piece. I'm going to bring the front piece, place them right side facing, right side. The back piece right side is facing up, and the front piece right side is facing down, right side facing. You adjust it very well. I haven't ironed it, so I just want to finish everything at once. So just adjust it and pin it down. Pin the pocket side, make sure everything align. We are going to stitch it like this, following the pocket, and then stitch it all the way down. Okay, you can do a cut together pocket, but it's going to consume fabric. So just adjust it very well. Make sure the 2 ends align. Bring them together, pin them down. We are going to stitch everything with 1/2 inch. So you stitch them straight up. When you get to the pocket, you stop here, and then you follow the pocket shape just like this, and then you stitch the upper side. The same thing you'll do here. You can do a cut together pocket, but it's going to consume your fabric. Okay, so it's better you cut the pocket this way. So adjust it, stitch it down with 1/2 inch. When you get to the pocket, you follow the pocket shape, and you're good to go. So make sure you align the inseam. Okay, you're going to align them together from the stitch, the center. Make sure they align. Pin them down. Okay, we are going to be stitching it down with 1/2 inch as well. I'm just trying to pin it down for you guys to understand what I will do on the machine. Okay, so adjust them, the two ends, and then you are going to stitch them all the way down with 1/2 inch from the center all the way down. Okay, with 1/2 inch. All right, then you come back from the center again all the way down with 1/2 inch on this side as well. Okay, and that will be all. The side, don't forget you are following the shape of the pocket. That's what I'm going to do on the sewing machine. And guys, I am done. So I've stitched it down like I explained. I hope it's clear enough. We're going to turn it to the right side. This is what we have on the right side. Make sure you give it a very good press. These are our pockets, as you can see. These are 2 pockets. Okay, next thing I will do is to take the round measurement of the waist so that we'll cut our band. Take the round measurement. Okay, so you cut your band and then you add extra 1 inch for sewing allowance. That's half inch on both sides. I'm going to cut the excess, it's not needed. So the waist measurement on the pants plus extra 1 inch. The width I'm using is 2.5 inches on fold. This is my band. My band is 2 inches, as you can see. So 4 inches to cover up the band, and then 1/2 inch for sewing allowance. The fabric is on fold. 2.5 inch, 2 inch for the band and 1/2 inch for sewing allowance. The fabric is on fold. All right, the length of the elastic, I'm going to minus 3 inches from her actual measurement, her actual waist measurement, minus 3 inches, and that includes the sewing allowance of the band. I'm going to stitch it down with 1/2 inch. Okay, so I've stitched it down like I said with 1/2 inch, and I'm going to open it up and top stitch. The allowance is on one side. You push the allowance to one side and top stitch. Make sure you do a very strong stitch. This is what I have, and this is the band. I'm just trying to confirm my measurements. That's 56.5. That's the measurement from the pant. I'm going to open the 2 ends, right side facing right side. Open the 2 ends, right side facing right side, just like this. You know we cut it on fold, so you open it up and place them right side facing. Okay, then I'll stitch it with 1/2 inch. Now watch me carefully how I'm going to stitch it, because we are going to leave the opening for our rope. So stitch it with 1/2 inch. When you get to the crease line, that's the center, you're going to come down by 0.75. From the center, you come down by 0.75. That's where the stitch is going to stop, and then you are going to leave a gap of 1/2 inch before you continue your stitch. So I stop at that point. I'm going to skip that 1/2 inch I marked. Okay, and then I'll continue the stitch. Skip the 1/2 inch. That's going to be the opening for the rope we are going to add. If you're not putting rope, you don't have to do this. Just stitch it all the way down. So this is what I have. I'll fold it back, and this is what I have. As you can see, one side is going to have opening, and that will be the front side. Okay, next thing I will do is to put my band inside. we want to stitch down the sewing allowance. You know, we have sewing allowance, that's the allowance we'll be using to join it with the pants. Okay, so put your elastic inside, and then you are going to stitch. You can decide to stitch the allowance first before you join it to the pants. You can decide to just do everything at once, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so we are going to be stitching following the allowance we have. We are not going to be stitching on our elastic. I'll bring my pants. Okay, I'm going to start from the center front. That's the part where the rope is going to be, the center front. Okay, from the center front, I'm going to place my band like this. The part that is having that opening, the side that is having that opening, is the side that is going to be facing the center front. This is our opening side. It's going to be facing the center front. Right side facing right side. So when you open it, this is what you have. As you can see, this is our rope opening, as you can see, at the center front. Okay, I hope I'm explaining this thing very well. So make sure the side that is facing the pants is the part that is having the opening for the rope. So I'm going to be stitching it down with 1/2 inch. Okay, making sure that, take note of your elastic. Make sure the elastic is not stitched. Don't stitch it down together with the elastic. Okay, your foot should only stitch the allowance. I'm adjusting the 2 ends of the band plus the pants. Stitch them together with 1/2 inch. You will have to always adjust your elastic, okay, because it's not the same length with the fabric, so you always adjust it. You drag your elastic, and then you join the 3 ends together and stitch. Guys, please help me like this video and drop a comment if you can. I would really appreciate. Okay, drop a comment, like the video if you find it helpful. Thank you. So I'll do that all the way around, and when you are done, this is what you should have. Okay, we are still going to do some top stitch, so I'm going to make sure that I have the same gathers, the same fullness on each side. Okay, before the top stitch. This is our center front, as you can see. So I'm just going to be pinning it down, adjust the gathers and pin it down so that you have the same thing on each side. Okay, so that you have the same elastic on each side and the same fabrics on each side. So adjust and pin before you top stitch. So to top stitch, I'm going to come down by 1/2 inch from the upper part. Come down by 1/2 inch and make a top stitch. So you'll be stretching your fabric while you are top stitching. Okay, stretch your fabric, stretch the elastic very well. Okay, and then you top stitch with 1/2 inch. So the pin is just to help you, even the fabric and the elastic. So you just get it, hold it and stretch it, then you stitch with your 1/2 inch. Okay, this is going to give the waist area more nice look, and it's going to even the gathers. So I have done that on the upper part. I'm going to do the same thing on the down part as well. So from the down part, you see this our opening is still intact. From the down part now, I'll go up by half an inch. Okay, our opening is still intact, so we are not touching that place. So half an inch from the down part this time. Come up by half an inch from the joining. Okay, come up by half an inch and top stitch as well. The same thing you did to the upper part. You stretch and you stitch. Make sure your stitch is straight, okay, so that you have a neat finishing. Make sure you maintain the same half an inch. If you're a beginner, you may want to mark your half an inch, or just use your eagle eyes. Okay, try to get used to half an inch, 1 inch, so that it will be easy for you to fasten your work. You don't have to be marking and marking. So stitch it all the way with half an inch. And we are done. This is what we have. As you can see, you see the difference now. The gathers is looking more nice. So for the rope, I'm going to the length of the rope is going to be her waist measurement times 2. Okay, because you want it to go around and still have excess. So her waist measurement times 2. I'll fold the upper part inward and then fold the side to create a rope. I'm using a bias. Okay, you can use the same fabric with the trouser. I'm using a black bias, so the 2 ends is already folded. I'm going to fold it again to create the rope. Okay, so I'm just folding it, and this is what I have. I'm going to use a safety pin to pass it through from the opening that we left. This is why we left that half-inch opening. So you just pass it through with your safety pin, and then it's going to come out from the other end. This rope is optional, especially when you know your client's waist measurement already. So after passing it through, this is what I have. Okay, it's what we have. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all, and I will see you all in my next video. Please don't go with my likes, don't go with my comments. Drop it, encourage me. Okay, I love you. Bye.